Eagles.
Okay. Eagles are 2-0 this season.
How do you feel about that 2-0?
Eagles look like I would. The Eagles look like a team who lost two key coordinators, who have had some injuries on defense, whose star players didn't play a lick of preseason football.
No, it's funny you say that because you say they look like a team that lost two key coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they look like a team that lost one coordinator. What Sean Desai is doing on defense in many ways feels eerily similar to Gannon to me.
You're talking about
And
soft coverage.
soft coverage, and you don't see Desai sends a lot of blitzers either.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically to get there with your front with 4-man rush, and you're playing back on the line off the line more often than not with the soft coverage. Those were hallmarks of what Gannon did, and so from that extent, Desai when he came in talked about being more aggressive, but
you've yet to see that aggressiveness. Yeah.
So far, I'm yet to see that. Now the offense. Yeah, we definitely lost the offensive coordinator. It's
go ahead.
Just real quick. It's still Sirianni's playbook and play design and all that, but it feels like a new play caller, and we can get more into that in a second. Go ahead. What were we about to say?
Our good friend Javon Alford from Total Sports Live. We like to text each other during the games. Like to keep an open line of communication during the games. And I remember watching the Thursday night game against Minnesota, and I'm sitting there saying this offense just seems blah.
The word I used was clunky.
Clunky. You use clunky. I use blah. Like there's no sizzle to the steak. They just look like they're out there going through the motions.
See, now here, I don't feel like they're going through the motions. Here's what I've seen. You remember, let's think back to Sirianni's first year here. Jalen Hurts' first year as the starter.
Okay.
Do you remember what that offense looked like when Sirianni was playing calling the plays?
Kind of vanilla.
They were trying to put too much in Hurts' hands.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing pass first or Hurts run, and it wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And then you remember what they did when they started winning games?
Started running the ball.
They started running the ball. This offense, as great as Jalen Hurts was last year even, works off the run. All those run options where people see Hurts making the highlight run, that works because the defense got sucked in on the fake handoff to the running back. That they get sucked in on that fake handoff because the actual handoffs to the running backs have been effective. So if you're not actually running well with your backs, you can't go to the rest of the stuff in that offense. You got to go out there, smack a D-line in the mouth, hit some linebackers in the mouth, and run for 6 yards a pop, make them bring their defense up, and now those play actions and read options and stuff are there because they're overreacting to the run action. That's what this offense is built on. Runs and run action.
And you need to feed that O-line. That O-line needs to start the game eating. Just getting behind them and just pushing downfield. You look at that game on Thursday. And when did the tide change? When did you start to feel the shift? When they started giving the
second quarter, when they started running the ball.
When they started running the ball
with their backs. That's what I mean. Like first quarter, they're trying to run that run action stuff, the RPOs and things with Hurts, but they haven't established the run with the running backs. So when he fakes the handoff to the running back, the edge rusher is still sitting there waiting for Hurts to pull it out, and because they haven't established that they can be dominant with the run yet. Gainwell in week 1 was okay, but there was nothing that flashed that said special. So
Swift was special on Thursday.
So what they showed in week 1 and through the first quarter of week 2 was nothing that's going to make a defense overcommit to try to stopping your run game. That's what made this Eagles offense so dangerous, was that defenses had to overcommit to the run game with the running backs. Not just Miles Sanders was 1,000-yard rusher last year.
Yep.
And that's with fewer carries, fewer touches in some games than many of us would have liked. But he still was 1,000-yard rusher. This offense goes as the running game goes.
And you saw that on Thursday. You saw that on Thursday. The tide changed when they started pounding that ball with Swift. And we were wondering after week 1, where was Swift? Why did we not see so much of Swift? Why, and we're still asking that question about Penny, although in the few times that I saw Penny, I was a little worried.
Penny is not the explosive back that Swift is. Penny's the bigger bruiser back that can consistently keep you moving forward. So there are times and situations for Penny. For me, Penny and Swift are almost an ideal complement of backs. Because they do very different things and they can both be very effective at what they do. The thing with the Eagles where you won't see Penny shine as much as he could is that they like to use their quarterback in short yardage running situations. And those are situations where Penny would excel as well, but a lot of times they're just going to put the ball in Hurts' hands for that. But
what do you think? What do you think? All these
I like the combination of Penny and Swift rather than Gainwell. Because for some reason, this coaching staff likes Gainwell a lot. Like, they really like this kid Gainwell a lot. And I think Gainwell's okay. But I'm not as high on him as this coaching staff seems to be.
What do you think of all these people criticizing the tush push?
Nothing. I don't think about them at all.
Why?
Play's legal, right?
Yeah, play is legal.
Refs never thrown a flag on the Eagles for running that play.
But what do you think about people who say it should be made illegal?
It's still legal, right? Refs have never thrown a flag on the Eagles for running that play, right?
Right.
And it
works.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with instead of saying, hey, we need to outlaw this play, telling your defensive line, get in the gym. Stop getting pushed around by a quarterback.
Here's how I feel about that. I want to say it was the late 60s, early 70s. Dunking was outlawed in college basketball.
Yep, I remember. Well, I don't remember, though. I know the story.
Dunking was outlawed in college basketball because of one person was too big and too strong for anyone to stop. Lou Alcindor at the time, who became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nobody could do anything with it, so they outlawed dunking. Pros never outlawed dunking. You want to stop them from dunking, play defense. If the college level said, oh, well, we don't want this play, fine, whatever. The kids, whatever. You want to make it fair, whatever. This is the pros. You want to make something fair in the pros, get better, and then you can compete. If they're better than you, that's your fault. That's not about fair. Fair is when this team has the same salary cap as that team.
Yeah. I agree. It just sounds like a bunch of whining. You know, which has been pretty much par for the course this whole offseason. People just find stuff to whine about. You know, it's just just whining. Just fan bases whining. 49ers fans whining. Cowboys fans whining. People who hate the tush push whining.
49ers fans, oh man, those dudes. And they even got, like, it must be something in their contracts, because they even got Javon Hargrave on the action, like, when he got out there.
Yeah, as soon as he got out there, first thing Hargrave started doing is whining.
Start talking about, you know, it might have been different if they had a quarterback. And you know what? Here's my thing. Everybody talking about it might have been different if they had a quarterback. They started the game with a quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to their quarterback?
Quarterback got hurt.
So they started the game with 2 active quarterbacks, and they finished the game with no healthy quarterbacks. That means you're not protecting your quarterbacks.
But your coach is an offensive genius.
You want a quarterback, protect them.
But their coach is an offensive genius. His scheme will protect the quarterback.
His scheme had a third-string tight end blocking a guy with 18 sacks. That's his scheme. And then everybody loving on Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Tom Brady does when he sees that play in there? He's like, you're blocking Hassan Reddick with who? Mm-hmm. You don't think Tom Brady checks or shifts the protection? You don't think Aaron Rodgers checks or shifts the protection?
Mm-hmm.
But you're in love with Brock Purdy. He didn't check or shift the protection. He took the hits. He was under siege the whole game.
Yep.
So
and you saw what happened to him.
So your scheme wasn't that great. Your quarterback wasn't that great. And the combination of both of them not being that great got 2 quarterbacks hurt.
Do you know a lot of 49ers fans? Do you have 49ers fans as friends?
No.
I got one 49ers friend. He's been a 49ers fan like pretty much as long as I've known him. And I had to tell him. I'm like, dude, what happened to you? When we were kids, you used to talk to me about the 49ers winning championships. You were talking about Joe Montana and Roger Craig and
Steve
Ronnie
Young,
Lott, Jerry Rice. That's what you used to talk to me about.
Mm-hmm.
This guy now is talking to me about how their week 1 win was better than our week 1 win. And I'm just like, dude, what happened? You should be ashamed of yourself. If Joe Montana was dead, he'd roll over in his grave if he heard how you're talking right now.
Joe Montana's alive, though.
I know. I know. I'm just saying, if he was dead, he'd roll over in his grave. Right now, he's just ashamed. And I'm just like, bruh, what is you're talking? 49ers fans are talking about their week 1 win was better than our week 1 win. And at no point in time do they say, hey, it's week 1.
You know what, though? Our week 20 win was better than their week 20 win.
Our week 21 win was better than their week 21 loss.
No, they weren't in week 21.
Oh, it was week 21 the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, you're right. No, you're right, because it's 18 regular season. You're right.
Yep.
It's 18 weeks in the regular season now. I'm still thinking 17.
Yeah. But nonetheless,
yeah.
But nonetheless, at this point in time, let me put this question to you. 2 games in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them anywhere close to perfect. However, is there anything that you have seen so far this season that you feel cannot be fixed with just adjustments and better play?
Linebacker depth can't be fixed with adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
I was pleasantly surprised with how Nick Morrow played last night against the Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Nakobe Dean, I'm still high on, but he's got to get healthy.
I thought Cunningham played a better game his second game than his first.
I was just about to say that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cunningham seemed to be playing a better game in week 2 as well. But there's is a severe lack of depth at that position.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
And I don't know at this point if there's any adjustments for our punter / punt coverage combination, because that's been shaky since last season.
Mm-hmm.
And even up to last night, there was a punt return that was brought back into Eagles territory inside the 30-yard line. Guy just happened to fumble at the end of it.
Yeah.
But they gave up the big return. If he holds on to the ball,
who knows?
It could be a very different game in that situation. So that's something that's been an ongoing problem. We know Howie typically doesn't invest a lot in the positions that tend to be special teams players.
Mm-hmm.
So, like your linebackers, we don't need, there's no depth at linebacker at all. So unless you have to have starters out there if you're to cover plus special teams,
mm-hmm.
and then you lack a lot of depth at safety, got things like that. So that's going to affect your special teams. And, you have a lot of money invested in your lines, a lot of money invested in your corners and receivers, and now your quarterback as well. So something's got to suffer. And, some of those depth guys and special teamers. So, yeah, I don't know that there's any adjustments for that.
Yeah, but I think those are things that I think the Eagles have the best chance of being able to hide and work around. I think there will be times when it's prevalent, when you are going to see it.
The special teams thing keeps showing up. Like big punt return after big punt return. There was one in the Super Bowl. There was one this week. Like it happens fairly regularly.
It happens, but like you said, with the attention that they have paid to other spots, there's not much that they can do about that other than just hopefully draft or sign the right free agent to fill those holes. And that's something that they're going to have to work around.
But those are positions they don't tend to invest a lot of draft capital in.
No, either. I mean, what I'm saying is, you're undrafted free agents. You got, you're going to have to try and find a diamond in the rough somewhere.
But even in those, there are 3 linebackers on the roster total. You see what I mean? It's not even. This is what I mean when I say they're not investing in those positions. They're not even looking for guys that play those positions.
They don't even have any linebackers. They literally, yeah,
right. That's what they're really ignoring those positions.
Mm-hmm.
Those depth linebackers are guys who can tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are guys who will come down the field and hit somebody on special teams. Your third, fourth safety is somebody who comes down and hits somebody on special teams.
Yeah,
those guys aren't on the roster.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. All right. Well, look, man. Next Monday. Now they go from having the first game of week 2 to playing the last game of week 3. So their next game is Monday against.
They got the mini bye. They got the mini bye.
They got the mini bye plus 1, so they don't even get 10 days. They don't even have
11 days.
They got 11 days because they come back and play Monday.
Mm-hmm. Went from Thursday to Monday against Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. I think that, I think that's a winnable game. I think that's,
Baker Mayfield doesn't scare you?
Who originally drafted Baker Mayfield?
My memory's not great.
Yes, it is.
But I want to say it was the Cleveland Browns.
And what do I always say about them?
They're going to Brown?
Mm-hmm. It don't matter if he's not on that team anymore.
He's still them. He's still one of them.
He's still one of them. At some point in time, Baker Mayfield's going to Brown. He's going to Brown with the. He's going to Brown with the Bucks.
So you don't see Todd Bowles being able to fix him?
They will be begging Tom Brady to come back. by Thanksgiving. If they're not on the phone with him already.
No, I actually think Tom's done this time.
No, I agree. Yeah, Tom's finished. Tom's ready. He's just waiting on King right now. He's like, look,
Pretty much.
that man done let football ruin his marriage. He's like, look, man, it's all I can do now. Yeah, I'm good. Ride off into the sunset. Let me just ride off into the sunset. Let me try and let me just look at all my rings.
All 7 of them.
All 7 of them, exactly.
That's a lot of rings.